Traders, to become a better short-term day trader, you have to get better at looking at the big picture charts. And we'll go to the charts, look at the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, and 10-year yields. Let me take you to this week's NinjaTrader Charting Edge. Got the E-mini S&P up here for the fourth week in a row. Daily chart, same old, 20 period, 3 standard deviation Bollinger Bands. Red is the 10-day simple moving average, gold is the 20-day, green is the 50-day, and this pink line is the 100-day moving average. And over the past 4 weeks, I've been talking about what have I been anticipating possibly setting up in the E-mini S&P, and we're seeing that story continue to unfold. It's really getting more and more bearish each and every day. And what we're looking at here is something we have not seen in some time. First, we haven't seen us below the 100-day moving average in several months, almost about a year. We've not spent this much time below the 10, 50, and 20-day moving averages in just about a year. We also see the mouth of the Bollinger Bands opening. What do I always say? When the mouth of the Bollinger Band is opening and we're going in the direction of the bottom or the top Bollinger Band and it's hugging it, I don't fade that direction. Especially when I have a market that's holding below moving averages, in this case to the downside in the E-mini S&P. In the past, we have seen so many scenarios where the mouth of the Bollinger Band is opening, we're holding above all the moving averages. Very bullish, a little choppy, bullish again, bullish. This is the first time we're seeing, for really an extended period of time, bearish looks. So for me, it really simplifies everything I'm looking at right now. And I actually talked about this a lot on the Futures Radio Show podcast this past week. I am really only looking at one side of the market right now in the E-mini S&P, and that is the short side. In the beginning, I talked about you have to be better at long-term charts to become a better short-term trader. For me, when I see a look like this, when I get to my short-term charts, I'm looking at short-only setups. I even talked last week, red light, green light, yellow light. We are green light short E-mini S&P right now. Mouth of the Bollinger Bands is open. We continue to stay below the 10-day. You see multiple attempts of testing it, failed to hold the 100-day once again until this mouth starts to come back in. Maybe we regain the 10-day and the 100-day moving averages. That would turn to neutral or potentially bullish for me. But until we see that, it's sell the rallies in the E-mini S&P. Let me take you to a tweet I put out this past week. The most common mistake I see short-term traders make is focusing just on short-term setups. I believe it's so important to use the big picture charts for direction than look at your short-term setups. Use the larger time frame to become a better executor at the shorter term time frame. What have I been saying the past several weeks looking at the NinjaTrader Charting Edge segment with the E-mini S&P? That bigger picture setup has been helping me a lot in my shorter term trade execution. Let's go back to that E-mini S&P chart. The past several weeks in the NinjaTrader Charting Edge segment, I've been talking only about the E-mini S&P and what's been setting up on a daily. I love to see how the daily sets up to help me execute the short term. Let's go back to what I talked about today. Green light short for me in the E-mini S&P. I am not executing off the daily. Too hard for me to manage risk. So I go to my shorter term charts, whether it's an hourly, 30-minute, or 5-minute. Those are the charts I use the most for my intraday or multi-day medium-term swing positions because I could manage risk better. And I only look for short setups because the daily tells me so. Let me take you to the NASDAQ chart now. As I've said in the past several weeks with the E-mini NASDAQ, it looks similar to the E-mini S&P, but not exactly. But look at where we are right now, holding below the 10, 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages with the mouth of that Bollinger Band opening. And what do I always say? When a market's hugging a bottom Bollinger Band below moving averages, red light long, green light short. This is a great confirmation to my intraday E-mini S&P trading. Why? Because if the NASDAQ chart looks just like the E-mini S&P and I see the same thing happening on a daily, intraday they will work together. That will create a more powerful move in that direction. And right now, we're seeing that to the downside. And once again, we have not seen that in some time. So it's important to recognize when those moments are happening to really help you become a better executor in the short term. Let's go to the E-mini Russell. This chart looks really nothing like the E-mini S&P or the E-mini NASDAQ. but it is below all the moving averages. Well, because it's really been range bound for so long, it's been above them, below them. It's not a strong confirmation, but it is a confirmation in its own right. Anytime I look at a correlating market, just like I talked about with the E-mini S&P to the E-mini NASDAQ, I will go to the Russell to see what's happening beyond my market. And it's not the same, but it is similar. So it is, I consider, a minor confirmation to help me with my short-term trading. Now, what will I look for? If that mouth starts to open up and that bottom Bollinger Band is going down and we're below these moving averages, and you see the same thing on the E-mini NASDAQ and the E-mini S&P like we are really seeing right now, this is an added confirmation. Once again, this daily chart is to help me execute shorter term. I'm not executing the Russell off the daily right now. I'm mostly executing the E-mini S&P, but I have to see what's happening. And let me take you to the flip side. Let's just say that the Russell starts to hold back above the 10, 20, 50, and 100-day moving averages. That might be an indication that what? It might pull the S&P up. So you have to have the vision beyond your market to go and see what's happening on the bigger picture to become a better short-term executor. Now here we are with the micro 10-year yield futures, symbol 10Y, on a daily. Look at where they are. Mouth of the Bollinger Band is wide open to the upside, holding above all of the daily moving averages. I mentioned this last week. This is an opposite correlation from the E-mini S&P. When we see this market rally, a lot of times that will put pressure on the indexes, specifically the E-mini S&P. And this is still a confirmation on the daily for what? Red light long in E-mini S&P, green light short. You see how I'm layering everything here today, everybody? I like to look at markets that I'm not trading that are correlating with the market that I am trading to give me confirmation. All of these setups are coming from the daily charts, but I'm not executing off the daily charts. I'm executing off a 60-minute, 30-minute, or 5-minute. It really depends on the volatility. So for me as an intraday trader, these bigger picture looks are extremely helpful at helping me become a better short-term trader. Remember traders, micro treasury yield futures are now live at CME Group. Add these symbols to your charts, 2YY, 5YY, 10Y, and 30Y. To learn more about micro treasury yield futures, go to cmegroup.com. Final thoughts for today, traders. As my mentor once taught me, Anthony, look at the longer term charts to become a better short-term trader. If you want to become a better short-term trader, don't forget to check out those daily charts. And this week, changing things up a little bit. As you know, I just had the second annual Traders Invitational. Put this picture out on Twitter and on Instagram. It was so great to meet so many of you. Putting the faces behind all of the Twitter handles and Instagram handles was a complete blast. I would love to have many more of you join us next year at the Traders Invitational. It will be every October down here in Naples. If you want to attend, just email me, anthony@crudeleproductions.com. If you enjoyed today's show, give us a thumbs up and hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down and tell me why in the comments down below. Never miss an episode of Develop Your Edge. Hit that subscribe button. And if you want to send me a message, my DMs are open at Anthony Crudele on Twitter. And don't forget to check out Instagram at Anthony C. Crudele. That's a wrap for today. See you next week.